Welcome to Home Cinema and Tech Review. In this video, I'm excited because I'm going to talk about the technology. This is going to be a tutorial and a guide video. Why Nebula X1 Pro and X1 in this case, using a liquid cooler system inside of a projector. And here you see two cooling systems. One is a tower style direct contact PC cooler. The other one is a water cooling system. And I have already gathered around a couple of coolers with a direct cooling system with a fan and tower cooling and also water cooling. I'm going to show you all these types of different coolers on a table in a couple of minutes. Because this device runs in full power at 26 decibel-ish, and also I dropped the brightness to the 40%, which I am casual up to 150-inch indoor darkroom use, and that was 22 decibels. Let me just explain why these decibel values are important. Because 10 decibel is low noise breathing, slow breathing. You can't hear if somebody is sleeping, and that's about 10 decibels. And rustling leaves, 20 decibels. Whisper is 30 decibels. So if we are talking about 26 decibels, it is a lot less than whispering. And nobody, I mean probably nobody, will get their ears to the fans and listening like this, because I have tested and made the measurements with the phone like right above the projector or right beside it. Because let's just face it, you're going to take a seat, let me just do it, you're going to take a seat and sit around something like this. At least if you're going to be close, your ear and the device will be like probably 50 to 80 centimeters minimum, even if you sit low on the ground. So technically, the values that you'll be probably trying to hear is going to be a lot less than on the top of the device or right beside the fan or exhaust system. So what this means, if you want to hear this device, you got to put your ear on, and you can't really hear at that stage even too. So a couple of examples too. This is a studio, okay, with 4 layers of sound isolated walls. I've created this studio for a lot of different purposes, like recording and also trying to create a clear environment, because we are living in the city center of Istanbul, and the stage that we have right now is very close to the different conjunction of different roads, and there are lots of cars, horns and stuff. Internal sound, default sound of this room is 16 decibels. Default is 16 with the 4 layers of blocked room. There are no windows, there are no ventilation setups designed customly. So this room is a 16 decibels. If we are talking about general home use, your home is about 25 decibels roughly if it's a good isolated home. And if we're talking about a regular home with 2 floors like an American home, probably it's about 30 decibel-ish minimum. So we're talking about minimum, and this is a lot less than this. So by default, you can't hear it compared to the environment sound of this device. You can ask me the second thing. Is it making a fan coil noise? That's a digital noise that can be happening with the digital instruments, and I haven't heard from this device. Like some power supplies, some GPUs, and some PCs, some electronic components creates sounds like buzzing, like very small, and it's also repeating in the same pattern, so it is so much disturbing. But I haven't heard anything like this with a high-end any projector. So in that case, we're going to put the fan coil noise in a part, because no high-end projector does that. But in this case, the fan noise dropped down like a rock, and it's very difficult to hear it. So you can consider the X1 and X1 Pro liquid cool systems as a pretty cool and efficient and also low noise systems. And we're going to look how these systems work. If you're a tech nerd like me, we're going to jump onto a table, and I'm going to show you different cooling systems. But before that, I want to tell you a second story why this water cooling is necessary for this sort of setup and how this improves. Because if you cool a system better, that you can perform on the high performance level. Same thing applies cars. PCs, everything. If you can cool something down, you can push the performance up higher. What that means for a projector is you can push the higher brightness in a longer term, and you can keep the brightness high as much as possible. That gives this projector the chance to project in a higher brightness level with better cooling. Same thing applies to cars. If you go to a performance car, you go to a bigger turbo, you go to a bigger intercooler, because you're going to push more horsepower out of the same car. You got to cool it more to get the performance that you want from out of it. So technically, it applies to PCs. If you cool your PC better, your CPU gigahertz level or maximum frequency will be higher. But if you can't cool it high enough, the gigahertz levels are going to drop down slowly to keep the heat level in a certain position that device can, stabilize itself. Similar stuff happens to the projectors. If you can't cool it down, if the device has automatic dimming system, they will drop down the brightness to keep the heat level in a stable position. So this gives longevity to the device, also silent working environment, and again, better performance, better brightness out of the same device. So this is a quite useful information if you are a tech nerd like me. So I will explain the details, jumping on a table, show you up close different cooler types, and we're going to finish the video. But before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hype the videos if you can. And one last thing, this is an outdoor device with a splash-proof certificate. So you're going to use it outdoors. If you're going to use it in a, let's just say, afternoon, summer day, it could be hot. So cooling system, again, for an outdoor device like this, it's again more important, becomes more important. And if you're going to run like a couple of movies at a movie night outside, that's even more important. Longer use time and also hot air. It's not going to be all the time indoors with a climate controlled air-cooled room setup. It could be outside, hot summer day, even if it's an afternoon. Because I don't think that nobody will use it like a pretty much sun at the top, middle of the day, like 12 o'clock, and also using it full power under the sun. That's not a scenario of any projector, even with an LR. We are going to be probably talking about afternoon or late at night. So I hope this section was helpful. So let's go to the tabletop and understand how the coolers work with the different examples and dive deep. Welcome to the second part. If you are watching this, you are a really enthusiast, so we're going to dive deep. Get ready. So this is a regular air-cooled system for many PC solutions, like an Intel stock cooler. So we got a fan on the top, fires bottom like this direction, and then we got aluminum fins around the corners like this to increase the surface amount. And this is the copper surface that touches the CPU or GPU, whatever you're cooling. So technically, heat from your device, or CPU in this case, goes to this and then separated to the fins. By the way, when the heat goes to the fins, the fan do its magic, push the air in, and the hot air travels around and get away from the device, so you are cooling. This is the basic system that every majority of projectors are using. A metal surface touches the device LED or laser source to cool it down, and then you got a fin style expansions to extend the surface area that air can be more efficiently goes through inside, in and out, and also increasing the surface again creates a better higher material level, like a gram base. You're having a higher and lot more heavier cooler. So majority of cooling solutions based on like this. I don't know if any projector uses this sort of cooling setup. This is again a PC cooling setup, where this stage is, this is a direct contact or direct cooling system. So what happens, these are pipes and copper pipes. Inside of these copper pipes, there is a dust particle, or we can call it like a solid material that can be sublimate, like going from solid to direct gas state, not liquid. So what happens, your CPU touches this surface and then heat heats up this copper pipes, and inside of these copper pipes there are dust particles that evaporates directly, goes to a gas state and travels up high like this quite fast. And when they travel, they separate and take the heat from the pipes to the aluminum fins. And as you can see, aluminum fins really increase the surface like 10 times, maybe even higher, maybe 50 times. There are probably 52-ish, I guess, aluminum fins. These increases the amount of surface that you got, and air travel, as you can see, is perfect if I rotate the fan. So you're going to be able to use a bigger fan. Bigger fan means better air power, pushing the power like a pressure, and also gives you a lot less noise, because instead of using a small fan that spins faster to do the same thing, you got a bigger fan, spins slower. That means low noise. And this is the second alternative. So I haven't installed the fan for this water cooling system or liquid cooling system because I want to show you. Same thing applies. You took a 12 or 14 centimeter fan right in front of it, or like this way, to create an air suction and also exhaust system. What happens, this is this place that touches the thing that you want to cool. In this case, it was a CPU. This is a CPU cooler, but you can apply the same thing just like an Anchor did. You can cool it LED. You can call it a laser source. You can cool anything that you desire. Heat goes through this copper surface, and inside of this copper surface, again, there are fins inside of this pumping system. There is a pump here, and what the pump does, takes the heated liquid, pumps it up to the radiator, and when the radiator creates a bigger surface, you got a fan here or here, doesn't matter, unless you have the right direction. So it sucks in air from one direction and exhausts the air from this other direction and create an extreme bigger surface compared to a regular blocked base solid or air-cooled system. So you got an increased surface like an aluminum fins like here, but also you got inside a liquid also increase the surface. So if you have a bigger radiator, you got a more liquid inside, so you got a more surface to send the heated liquid to the radiator, and also liquid itself just takes the heat away. So what happens is you're going to have a lot more surface, a lot more cooling power. But not only that cooling power is just going to be more than the regular air coolers, some air coolers have better fans, much more heat pipes, and also bigger surfaces. Some air coolers could pass the liquid cooler's performance if you design them well. But what liquid coolers are better for, if you're going to leave your PC for a render for a long time, let's just say 2 hours, 5 hours, maybe up till the morning, like an 8-hour, 9-hour workflow. These liquid coolers have a lot more surface, both with radiator and built-in liquids. So they keep long-term heat levels in a more stable way compared to the solid base or air-cooled solutions like this. Because, let me explain. If the heat goes to a metal and then the second metal, after a while, even if your fans is working its magic and doing its thing as much as it can do, there is a limitation on the metal surface. So if you heat it up for a long time in the same level of heat, it just has no place to send the heat away. So after a while, you got two options. Either your fan is trying to speed up, or you're going to be heating up more after a long time use. So that's where the noise comes in. So it can't send any more heat to the place. Like literally you have a limitation on the material here, and the fan needs to speed up to solve the problem of heating. So that's why the noises increases a lot. Two things, fan is smaller and also surface has limited. But in this case, you got a bigger surface and of course you got a liquid, so you're increasing the surface a lot and you got the option to use a silent fan, bigger fan with a better airflow. So I hope this video explained in total why the liquid cooling makes sense, because cars are using it, PCs are using it, and why not the projectors? So why we haven't seen it before? Well, everything is a first timer. In this case, first timer is, I am guessing, the Anker Soundcore Nebula X1 Pro. So that's why I wanted to make this video about kind of like a guide to make you understand why the liquid cooling makes sense and how it's going to be in a long run for long time using scenarios of a projector, powerful projector like this, really makes sense to keep the noise level down and also cooling level down. And for the future videos, if you want me to buy a heat camera, heat sensing camera or custom sensors, just thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and support it more, because all these equipments are pretty expensive. For example, I just bought this Zoom H8 for custom audio recordings for surround sound and give you the best experience for, cinema audio equipment that I test. When you take your earbuds, you're going to understand. That's why I'm asking for your support. It's free. Subscribe, like the videos, hype them if you can. And if you want like explanation videos like this, please leave a comment under the video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until the next video, bye from Home Cinema and Tech Review, and hoşça kalın from Türkiye, İstanbul.